What it do, cyber world? It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It, AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com, and this is the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys tuning in from all over the globe. Germany, I see you. You tuned in, and I appreciate you. I love you so very much. So today we've got a special treat. We've got consultant Brandy J Flynn chilling out with you, girl. What's up, Brandy?
Hey, how are you doing this lovely day?
I am doing pretty good. Georgia, I know you're in the Tennessee mountains somewhere floating
I'm
around.
In Tennessee.
But I don't know if you realize it, but Georgia is bipolar, child. So we're getting this warm, cold.
We bipolar too, cause
okay.
Yeah, we're expecting snow this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I can't say that I envy you.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Miss Brandy J Flynn, let our listeners know a little bit about you and your background.
Wow. Well, let me put it in a nutshell. Like you said, I'm a consultant, but I'm also a mental health counselor. And with my target is those in the entertainment industry and athletes, but I also serve my everyday people because mental health doesn't care. It's not your social status, your race, your sex, your whatever. It's an equal opportunity. So my service is for everybody. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I can honestly say that I truly love what I do. Not only doing counseling, consulting, I'm also an advocate for mental health. I always give back to the community and educate the community about mental health awareness.
Gotcha. So, with you getting involved with mental health, was there like a particular event that happened in your life, or were you just kind of pushed into it?
You know what? It was nothing that happened to me. I don't suffer from any mental illness, not that I know of yet, It never hit my family. Right. It's just something, I always tell people that I didn't choose this field, the field chose me. And, I got into it and, I just found my way. I tell people that, I kind of tell people I kind of pay my dues with what I do because I've literally started from the bottom in this field, from working in direct care, like directly dealing with clients who are in a residential facility, from being a case manager to working with foster care kids, residential kids, to now working on my own. So I've seen like 98% of everything. Gotcha. And I've heard a lot.
I'm sure. I'm sure you've heard your share, and then a lot of other people's share as well.
Yes, I have.
So
I have a no judging clause.
Okay.
No judging policy.
No judgment.
In my practice.
All right, that's important. No judgment. So, when did you realize that this was your calling?
You know what? It's kind of hard to say when I realized it. I think when I was working for a particular place and I didn't agree with a lot of things that they were doing, and I felt that the client's real needs weren't being met, and I just stepped out on it. Mm-hmm. And I went through my trials and tribulations on stepping out on it, but just knowing that I've made a difference in so many people's lives and educated people about, mental health, that's when I realized, and honestly, I'm still learning that this is my calling, because it is my calling. I really feel that this is what I was supposed to do, because 20 years ago, I had my mind set on something else.
And isn't it amazing how things work out? How the universe, how God will really just, you'll think one thing, and then it's a whole different other story of what God's got in store for you.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I tell people sometimes when situations don't go your way, and the way how it doesn't go your way is a bad situation. It can actually turn out for the good, for the betterment of you.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I wanted to do something else. Things didn't work out in my favor, and I was really hurt about it. But I think that had that situation never happened, we wouldn't be on the phone today.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
I'm telling
you. Sure will.
Working it out. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the inspiration behind breaking the barriers of mental health.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the real uncut truth.
Go ahead. Let's get it. Let's kick our feet up.
Okay. Again, this was something that I did not intend on doing. Somebody came in with the idea to me about doing something for mental health and making something real big because May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, great. We can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So I really had my hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
Then they came around and told me, well, we can't do it because of the timing and stuff. And I'm like, well, you came to me about doing it. So I'm like, I really had my head that we're going to do it. So I said, well, you know what? That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it myself.
That's right.
And so I said, well, the event is going to be called Breaking the Barriers of Mental Health. That was the name of the program of the event. So we're talking about mental health and, bringing awareness and this and that. So somebody asked me, well, when are you going to have another one? Another what? Another event like this. I'm thinking to myself, I didn't plan on having another one. So I was like, okay, well, we'll try again. So I was thinking maybe I'll do something next year. But I was like, no, I don't want us to think about mental health once a month. It's kind of like with Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We only talk about it in October, where this time when breast cancer hits. It hits every day, just like Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And there's other awareness things that they probably don't even have a month, or they do have a month, but there's no awareness about it. So I said, you know what? This is not going to be once a year. This is going to be every day. At least let me do something once a month. So that's how that came about. It's like, well, I'm going to do an event once a month. Have a panel talk, bring people to be part of the panel, talk about mental health. And it just grew and grew to, and now this is the 4th year.
Awesome. That is a blessing. That is, I tip my hat to you, sister, because I know that I've done events. I've planned events. I've been on committees for stuff. So I know that it takes a lot.
What's that?
Girl, see, and you the one woman show. That's what I'm talking about. You the one woman show, pulling all of these strings together, making it happen. So I know that it's a lot, and for you to pull it off, I mean, seamlessly like this.
I have a few people that help. I'm not going to say it. It's just all me. I do have people that do help, but at the end of the day, it's my face that's out there.
Mhm. Mhm. So, as far as this event goes, where do you see it growing to in the next 2 years?
Wow. Well, you know what? Next year is the 5th year.
Okay.
And I'm already trying to brainstorm of what to do for the 5th year. But I constantly think about, I want to do this, because I always have a grandiose idea of how I want things to be. Right. And then, even though that's not how it come out, it's still spectacular. And people are like, oh, this is great. I'm like, you know what I really wanted, but I couldn't get it. But I want it to be, I don't want to say necessarily nationally known, but I want to do something where, like maybe like a camp or like a conference, kind of like how other people do things like for the community with children and stuff. I want to be able to do 5K walks. I want to do not necessarily like a conference or a party, but just something on another level that people are like, you know what, we need to go out of town. We got to go to Memphis because of this and that. Or even to, I would love to partner up with other, organizations and stuff, because this is, breaking the barriers of mental health, this is me giving back. This is not my job. This is not how I make my money. Right. That's what Brandy J Flynn Counseling Consulting Services is for. So, I mean, I would love to do things with other people. I would love to travel with Breaking the Barriers of Mental Health and letting people know, what we do and, just the impact that we're making on the community. And I want it to be a community as a whole, not just the poor or the black. I want it with everybody because, like I stated earlier, rich people are affected by mental health. By mental
Mm-hmm.
illness. White people, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody needs to be aware about not only just mental illness but mental health. That mental health is just as important as your physical health.
Mm-hmm.
I have some people, they come in, they call it a mental checkup. Like, just like when you go to the doctor for your physical. There's nothing wrong with you, but you want to get checked to make sure there isn't anything wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with mental health. Just get a mental checkup.
Hmm. That's a very good point. And you said something else that was key is that, you don't want it to just be, as far as you being on the forefront and just, your city on it. You want to connect with other like-minded
Oh yes,
organizations that, together, we can move mountains in numbers. And that's what
we
I
can.
really hope that people start to understand that.
Yeah. You know what? I always tell people because I have a few friends that's in the field that we lean on each other, and I
Right.
tell people, what, it's enough out here for everybody to eat,
Mm-hmm.
get full, and take a to go box home.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that because it's just so many people out here that want to do things and are doing things, and it's just it's the crabs in the barrel mentality. And I'm like, that we all can win. We're all
We
winners.
can.
Everybody
Yeah,
can
we
win.
are.
Yeah, and we already won. But when we get into that mindset of it's me, and I don't need y'all, and we can't. No, that's what is wrong with a lot of society today. Is everybody's got that selfish mentality of me. So
Right, because you can't serve everybody. I
mm-mm,
can't serve everybody.
mm-mm,
I can't see everybody. I go crazy. And then
mm-mm.
there are certain areas that just, like this not my expertise, or no, I don't deal with that population. I tell people there are certain things I'm intrigued about learning,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that I want to serve that population.
Mm, that's a good point.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not in the least. Mm-mm-mm. So, Brandy, how can people get involved with your event if they're listening now and they're in Nova Scotia somewhere
Oh,
and they want to
well,
help?
Well, you know what? I just did a fundraiser, a cookie fundraiser to help with the funding for different things that we're working on. But there's other things that's coming up. Like I have my own candle line um, that the proceeds go to the organization. I I didn't. My first year that I raised money, I actually did a GoFundMe account, but people have diluted that. I don't even want to do that. But anyhow, if somebody wants to, they can email me at breakingbarriersofmentalhealth@gmail.com. And some people who they just want to send a donation, I will gladly send you a PayPal. If you want to order a candle, I can send you an invoice for that. Just any way, or just somebody just like, well, let me just mail you something. They can do that also. But we are in the process of getting my website up. It's under construction
Okay.
right now, which is brandydjflynnCCS.com, and there will be a link for Breaking the Barriers of Mental Health that people can go and find more information, and we'll probably have a link there for people just randomly just want to donate if they can. But until then, they can just email me.
Definitely. Okay, and Brandy, for anyone that may be listening that is maybe going through a tough time, a questionable time in their life, and they are questioning their mental health, um, what steps would you suggest that they take in order to get a hold of that?
The first step is acknowledging it, because that's the one thing we don't want to do. We don't want to acknowledge that something is wrong with us. The second thing is to actually reach out for help, because you'll be surprised there's a lot of people that know something's wrong with them, but they refuse to do anything about it.
Mm,
So that's and they might be fine with it, but the people around them are not.
mm,
Um, please understand that just because you go to counseling does not mean crazy. When I tell people that I'm a mental health counselor, oh, I ain't crazy. They say good because I don't deal with crazy people.
mm.
So counseling is a place for you to talk to somebody. I know people say, "Well, I can talk to my friends." It's totally different because
Mm-hmm.
you're getting an objective point of view, and um, it's not necessarily you could be going through a depression, but you may not be depressed.
Right.
But if you don't deal with that moment of I'm going through a depression or I'm feeling depression, then then if you let that snowball continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger, then yeah, you're gonna become clinically depressed. When hey, if you would have dealt with this 5 months ago or 5 years ago, then we wouldn't be having these problems. Because you'll be surprised at how many people I
Mm.
see are dealing with issues because the root of it is something that happened to them years ago. And I'm like, so if you would have got counseling for this, you
Mm.
wouldn't be here now. And people need to understand that there's 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 nothing wrong with going to counseling. And for my faith based people, and before I say this, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. He heard my cry.
Mm.
Going to counseling does not mean that you are weak. It does not mean that you do not believe in God. It does not mean that you do not have faith. Just like you go to the doctor, the physical doctor, just like you go to an attorney, that's, he put us here to help you.
Gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
think once people truly realize it, and what's the program? It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
We are not fairy godmothers. We do not have a wand and say bippity boppity boop, you're fixed. I can't fix anybody. Fix me? No, I don't fix you. I don't tell you what to do. I give you the tools to help you become a better you. Two people can come in with a similar situation, and I promise you, both of them will probably get two different responses
Mm.
because the response I give to client A may not be for client B.
This is true. Very, very true. All right, so I've got a question that's come in from Facebook. I appreciate you guys listening
Okay.
in on the Facebook, but I've got a question from Cree. Cree wants to know, what area in Tennessee do you service?
Wow. Well, good question. I am based in Memphis, Tennessee, but I travel.
Okay.
Now, there's something that you have to pay for,
Hey,
but I do travel,
okay.
and I also do Skype. I
Gotcha,
have had
gotcha.
clients where we did it over Skype.
Gotcha, gotcha. And she also wants to know, or he, they also want to know, what ages do you serve? Because she has a teenager that she is afraid is manic depressive. Is that
Okay.
correct?
The teams that I mainly do adults, but I do some teenagers from 15 on up. But I will say that if she feels that she's manic depressive, she may need for her to go see a psychiatrist
Okay.
to get an evaluation done to see about getting on some meds to get her mood stabilized.
Gotcha. Cool, cool beans. And also, let everyone know, Brandy, the best way to contact you again as far as email, telephone number,
Uh,
all that stuff.
Email is Brandy, that's BRANDY .J.Flynn@gmail.com. I do answer my emails. There's nobody else that does it. I do it. I answer my phone, which is 901-318-3968. And you can also find me on Facebook, which is Brandy J Flynn Counseling Consulting Services. If you want to email there, I do respond back to my emails, and I do respond within 24 hours.
Awesome, awesome
Yeah,
sauce.
sometimes even shorter than that.
Cool, cool beans. Well, Brandy, I appreciate you so much for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for
You're
having me.
you're doing great, great works. Continue to do great and wonderful things, and definitely
Thank
keep us in
you.
the loop with everything that's going on with you. And we'll be sure to promote and tell everybody about what's going on and where they can get involved and how they can be involved. And definitely seeing your event, your vision continue to grow and blossom and turn into this greater than life thing that we can all be proud of.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate those words. And if you ever need me back on the show, I'm just one phone call away.
All right, sounds like a plan. And I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. You can check out everything on me at ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. This weekend, of course, Saturday and Sunday night, we've got Ash BTV. That is Charter Cable 183 in the A-Town, the ATL. Yes, 7 p.m. EST. It goes down every Saturday, every Sunday. But by chance, if you don't have Charter Cable, do not fret. Do not fret, my pet, because you can check out every episode of Ash BTV on ashsaidit.com. So the episode number 4 will be up by tomorrow night, so you can check it out. I've got my good friend Derek Jackson. You guys know him, the self-love ambassador. He will be on the show. He's featured, and he's talking about some really uplifting things and some things that you would have never guessed that he's gone through. So if you want some of that up-to-date stuff and check out what Derek Jackson has going on, you're going to want to check out ashsaidit.com. I appreciate you guys. I love you so very much. Remember always, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them in the face and say, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. We're doing this to take over. And we are unstoppable. All right? The takeover is real. I love y'all to pieces. Keep doing what you do. Deuces.